work, right? Okay, so this is the Arctic Leopard EXE-880. I've ridden it a few times. It's got KKE rims. It's a kind of a lot of Honda copies, KKE wheels. I tuned up the suspension a little bit. Yeah, it's not bad. Full-size suspension, full-size dirt bike, headlight. One thing I'll note, this lever can either be a clutch or a brake, like a regen brake. It's not connected to anything. I have it set as a regen brake and it's retunable. Yeah, there's a battery, charge ports over here. A lot of storage under the seat. So like you could fit a lunch, like a 6-pack of beer. It's the most storage I've ever seen underneath the seat on a motorcycle. So there is no ignition key. But yeah, I got my tools and med kit, but I still got plenty of space in there, just plenty. Alright. Yeah, so when you turn on the bike, let's do that. So I'll turn off the battery, turn on display. So you have to turn on the battery, so I'm doing down there, then turn on the display. It's a little Chinese. It always starts off in kilometers. And you can go through different settings. There's so many settings on this. It's like a custom controller. So one thing I will do is put it in miles per hour. And you could hear, like, it gives you audible feedback on everything. I think you hold it, yeah, and then it goes back. Alright, so now I'm in miles per hour, about 53%. So you have D2 for like power levels, and then you have mode. So I'm in enduro mode, but you can go into like MX mode. Drive, park, ready, reverse. On off switch and the light. This one has everything set up as if it had blinkers, but it doesn't. And then I'll go into the app, connect to it. Yeah, so right now I'm in enduro, I'm in D3. Oh wow, you can actually set D3. So I'll start off on D2. I've been trying to tune D2. D3 I have 36 kilowatt. I think it goes to 37. Wait, that's D2. So there's a lot of different parameters here that you can set. So I'm gonna set it around pretty high, but not too high. And then this one should go all the way up. So apply there. And you can change the lever, what it does. It could be a virtual clutch or brake, whatever. And I want to go, you could also do your throttle curves. It has something called power blast, which in this case I'm going to turn it up to like a 15, because I want a little bit more power to pop up the front wheel. And yeah, and then you hit save the vehicle, and there you go. It's pretty easy. Say we'll take this thing for a little spin. Now, this suspension is definitely like a trail suspension. It's pretty soft. I have it halfway on the forks right now, and they're serviceable, but it's not bad. Like, I can move this thing. So we'll go ready and drive, and then I'm in D2, so we'll see how that is. Yeah, I like that. And then you see my left finger. You can kind of hear it use the regen. Okay, yeah, that's pretty jumpy. Probably turn it down a little bit, but... And this trail's a little soft. The stock tires, they're tough. Like, they're kind of hard. But they're okay. I've had worse stock tires. Like, Saran stock tires suck. These not bad, but I would, for this type of stuff, I'd probably put gummy here tires on. Ooh, wow. And I got a lot of soft sections, which these tires are not good at. More like motocross tires. And there is a foot brake, I forgot to mention that. Now I usually ride a Saran, so I don't really use the foot brake too much, but when I go on the road, sometimes I'll use it. Now, yeah, suspension's so much better. Wow, just tuned it up a little bit. Now, this thing's really fast on the trail. Like, I'm not at full power, but it's got plenty. It doesn't like to pop up the front so much, like the smaller bikes. It's just kind of like stable and likes to barge through things. Ooh. But it's a big bike, and it's got full-size suspension, so you could definitely do that. Oh, people are just riding it. Wow. Ooh, yeah. Must have been a pretty big crew of people. Wow. Wow, just like definitely a nice double track bike. Now it's about 240 pounds. So it's a full-size bike. It's basically a 450 in every way. But it's electric and Chinese. I like a pretty good quality Chinese. I'd put it on the level of like an Ultra B. It's a little bit more like startup-y. Like the software, it's alright. Gonna go over here. Alright, now this is, I like to do this stuff to serve on a little bit easier. But you definitely can just do tight trails on it. Just, you gotta respect it because it is a full-size bike. Wow. Now I know I'm just shredded up this trail. So I set up the power a little bit too hard. Alright. God, this is fast. That's way too jumpy. Alright, well I just gotta tune it up a little bit more, but right now it's set up to be pretty jumpy. But yeah, overall, really good bike. If you want to try an electric bike and you like full-size bikes, this is a good one to get. And it's definitely more of a trail bike, and it's definitely cheaper than a Stark Park. I'd put it in between an Ultra B and a Stark Park. The one thing that is top level though is the range. Now it has, I think, a 6.4 kilowatt hour battery, or maybe a 6.6 around there, but it's around the same as a Stark. And so you're getting top level power and top level range. Like, you'll never want to use more than 37 kilowatt. Right now I'm at 30, and it's too much for this job. Although I'll do some sand in a second. And I will say the suspension, it's definitely mid-range. It's not something like I've definitely been on better suspension, but I've definitely been on a lot worse. Just kind of like a little mushy, not a lot of feedback, but it does it. It goes. We'll go up this hill here. Yeah, I'm like so little throttle to get up that hill. And one thing I will say, it's really quiet. Like if I just stop, it's absolute silence. And when you're moving, if you compare it to something like a Surround, it's around the same, maybe a little bit quieter. There's no drive belt. It's direct drive. God, it's fast. I'm at 30 kilowatts. You can go up to 37. I didn't hit it that well, but it'll power me up no problem. And yeah, it doesn't even get hot. So that heated up a little bit, but yeah, that power on sand will definitely get you out of some trouble. God, it's fast. Wow. It's like surfing. Wow. Ooh. Wow, big rock. It's a really good sand bike, like really good. You're gonna have a ton of fun just ripping it up. It has plenty of battery, because doing sand like this will use a lot of battery. But this bike has got enough for at least an hour or so, and just like full on with it too. Yeah, so this setting's pretty good for sand. And you can see my tracks up here where, okay, so now I'm just using the rear brake because I get a little bit more feel. Ugh. And I will say that brakes, they're good. They're really good. I have no complaints. Full-size brakes, they have good feel. You can get a hand kit instead of the regen lever, which I do have a hand kit, and I might be setting that up soon. So let's do one more test. I'm gonna go across the train tracks, which I think are over here. That's the one thing when you're doing a full-size bike, stuff like going across train tracks, like anything where you gotta push the bike. You just gotta muscle it more. It's nothing, no big deal. But when you do it on a Surround or something, it's just like, holy shit, that was easy. So for this, we'll probably go down a little bit. Wanted to check out the whoops over here. Okay, so yeah, this one I'm gonna get off, and I'm gonna go to the right. Yeah, real soft. Okay, front wheels over. The dog looks excited. One thing about electric motors is I noticed you can't hear it, but dogs definitely can. And my dog freaks out over electric motors. It could be a lawnmower, leaf blower. As long as an electric motor is going, he's like hurt by it. Okay, so whoops. Definitely soft. Yeah, it's soft. And it just kind of mushes over them. But it doesn't bottom out. Excellent trail bike. Really comfy. Like this is, although it's like mush over them, that was super plush. Like I could almost sit down and do that. Okay, I don't want to sit down. I'm sitting down now, but really smooth. Okay. A little soft over here. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, so definitely better than a stock surround suspension. Getting used to it now. Yeah, this is definitely fun. Alright, so I know there's some trails along the river. Yeah, I think I see it now. A little bit of deflection on like logs and stuff. I don't know. I'd have to tune it, but it's not bad. Ooh. Throttle almost got me. A little bit of whiskey throttle. So yeah, there's all types of settings. It has something called what's it called? Ooh, that's a log. I'll go over it. So you can tune the throttle curve. So you can set it up like a two-stroke where it's all the way up top for the throttle. You can set it up so the brakes override, like shut off your throttle. You can set it up so where it gives you all the power right away and then a little bit at the top. Very, very configurable. Oh, I hear some people. And on single track, see how she does. This is some real flowy, windy single track. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So much power. It's a nice Sunday afternoon stroll. That guy looks pretty fast. I'm not totally used to this bike. How you doing? I think I come here on my other bike. So I usually ride a upgraded Ultra B, and oh, that's not gonna go anywhere. But maybe this part will. And I'm used to it, and I have like upgraded suspension and all that, so I'm a little bit faster. But I'm sure I could get used to. Come on, baby. That guy just caught up to me and then turned around. Show of dominance. Thank God I'm just wearing jeans today. I was in my motocross gear.